I have a confession to make. I don't want to just survive as a doctor in Nigeria or as a young Nigerian doctor anywhere. I want to thrive. These days there are like a lot of pathways. So it's not a thing of options. There's like the USMLE pathway, the PLAB pathway, the you can go to Germany, you can go to Turkey. If you want to stay in Nigeria, there's residency. There are, you can do chronic MO, yes, or you can do MPH. You can look for non-clinical roles to do. You can even do health tech. There are like a lot of options, a lot of pathways, pentose phosphate pathway, salvage pathway, crime cycle. Oh my god! Like there are like a lot of options now, a lot of options. And most times when it comes to like choosing the country you stay in, most times people choose the country before they even choose like the specialty or like their interests most times. And it is frightening, like it's frightening. There's a silent driver behind the wheels on all these pathways, all these roads, and it's not calling, it's not passion, it's survival, the need to survive. You might ask, oh, what do I mean by survival? Stay with me, watch this video to the end. One of the things I find really interesting about Japa, or like the whole Japa thing, it's really that you don't just leave, but like you compromise. At a point, you compromise. This is not everybody's story, but this is most people's story. For instance, a young Nigerian doctor now can want to be a neurosurgeon, yes. And we already know that neurosurgery is like a competitive specialty. So in order to go outside the country or in order to be able to match, that young doctor has to choose a less competitive specialty. Now, a less competitive specialty, most times, this is like research proven. I researched this and it is proven that most black doctors abroad, you find them in either public health, preventive medicine, family medicine. These are like less competitive. Obviously, less competitive does not mean they are less. It just means that they are less competitive. So a doctor that wants to maybe match in ortho and the like might sometimes have to like settle with family medicine. Now, many people are going to radiology because not necessarily because they have interest in radiology, but radiology seems to be that new wave, and we always go with the tide. Oh, people are getting much into radiology. Let's do radiology, and that's like why usually they discover new pathways because once it's PLAB now, PLAB has closed. Nobody like many people are not even consider people don't consider PLAB as much because some people have written PLAB one, PLAB two, and they still don't have work. You get, or USMLE is the past way. Oh, Trump came and said what he said, but okay, thank God he has removed it now. Or it's now Australia. I watched a video yesterday saying that okay, Australia is now saturated. So, or when it was Saudi, everybody was running to Saudi. So you see the whole, is this, we're going to this. I also heard of New Zealand recently. I heard of Turkey recently. I heard of, like, okay, there's also Germany. So there are like a whole lot of countries. Even in Nigeria there's residency. Obviously, people are no more like the appeal for residency has just declined over the years. Why? We all know the reason. And the funny thing is that young doctors who genuinely, genuinely want to do clinical medicine, but because of you see the way like the nonchalance in the system, you just like excuse yourself from that like stress from that problem, and it is counterproductive. If I'm being honest with you, the thought of doing residency in Nigeria scares me sometimes. Like it literally scares me sometimes. So like I understand why people don't want to do residency in Nigeria, like perfectly understand. So most times people go into doing things like MO, just become a chronic MO, or look for jobs in all these oil and gas companies because of the money, because of the lifestyle. But when it comes to like your pursuit, your the path for your life, you don't end up like maybe pursuing that path. Why? Because of just a lot of factors. So like here's the question beneath all this: is the goal when we japa, or apart from japa, even when we decide to stay, like whatever thing we decide to do in this profession, is the goal to become the best doctor version of ourselves, or is it to become the best available needed version of ourselves? Because these days doctors are like made to shape shifts. Oh, today is this, tomorrow is this, tomorrow is this. We're just chasing the next wave. We're just chasing the next wave. And obviously, yeah, there's exemptions to this rule. Of course, there are exemptions to this rule. There are people that have matched into the specialties they wanted because they genuinely wanted it. There are people that have stayed back in Nigeria to do residency because they genuinely wanted it. So there are obviously exceptions to this rule. But you know what I am talking about. But what is writing the script for most Nigerian doctors is survival. And the truth of the matter, like survival in itself, it's not a bad thing. It's a primitive reflex to help us stay alive, to keep us alive. But being alive and thriving are like not the same thing. Because even when the threat is gone, the thing about survival is even when the threat is gone, we keep living in that state of survival. We we are not able to make proper decisions, unable to make proper decisions. We make decisions in that confined of, oh, there's like there's like scarcity, or there's like a limitation that we have. So we're not even able to make proper decisions like, okay, I can do this if I really, really want to. This is possible. But the thing our survival makes us do, like we don't maybe sometimes survival doesn't help us see like the possibility in some things, because immediately we see it, we're like, oh, shut it down. Survival instinct kicks up and we just go with the flow or go with what everybody's doing. But the ability to stay on our path, the ability to do the things that we want to do, survival just seems to like swallow it up. And survival shows up in many things. It can be chasing money, it can be comfort, stability, which are like really valid things. It can be chasing the next big thing. But in like beneath these things, are these things really what we should be chasing? Yes, obviously, you can be doing chronic PP in order to raise money to like write exam, to travel abroad, and all. But beneath all these things, you just see it's just the need to survive, not necessarily oh that we want to do this thing or you have an interest in this. Survival has a cousin, a social cousin named herd mentality. Herd mentality really is the idea that when a group of people are doing one thing, it's usually like the safest thing to do, or usually a safe thing. So when Japa came up, everybody was Japaing because it was safe. Or when MPH came up, there was a time there was the MPH boom. Everybody was doing MPH. Oh, when it was this, everybody's this. You see that the survival instinct is just taking shape in different forms, different ways, and we don't seem to be aware. Or sometimes we can be aware that, oh, this is not where I want to be, but because of the way things are, we just like decide to settle. I'm reading a book, and there's something I want you to hear from that book. Perceptions of scarcity impact our ability to make decisions. Not only does scarcity trigger our biological instinct of self-preservation, survival, it often results in making trade-offs. We become fenced. We become fenced in by perceived limits. Perceived, perceived. The limits might not even be there. Like you think that oh, there is something there, but it's just perceived because of survival, whether they reflect actual limits or not. Experiencing temporary scarcity of something essential can impact our actions for a long time after. Survival is not a long-term plan. Survival mentality does not allow us make the best decisions for our lives. So here's what I want to leave you with. Instead of chasing the next new big thing, the next new pathway, why don't you stay committed to your own life's path? Because trust me, you don't want to live a miserable life. You don't want to live a life where you're you seem like you're enjoying, but deep down, this is not what I want to be doing with my life. So ask yourself honestly, what do you really want to do? And what will it take for you to get to that point? Because in something like when it comes to like the US residency, there are reasons why people match into competitive specialties. Apart from like the whole exam, there are like other things, maybe research papers, mentors. Instead of saying, okay, I cannot get into this specialty, why don't you like think about ways on how you can actually get into those specialties? I know it's going to be tough, trust me, but do you really just want to be surviving? Is that how you want to like keep living your life? Oh, don't you want to like thrive? Don't you want to like unlock that inner thing, that thing that you know that I was brought on earth to do? And this is a disclaimer: this video is not anti-Japa. Oh, definitely not. I believe that to be cutting edge at any profession, any specialty in this country, you need to go abroad. Like you, at a point in your life, you need to leave and then come back. At a point in your life, you will definitely have to leave. Because let's be honest, Nigeria does not have like the best resources. Even our teachers, the trainers are going. So you have to jump at a point in your life, at a point, and then maybe you can come back or stay there, whatever your decision is. So this video is not necessarily anti-Japa. It's just the call to asking yourself, what do you really want to do with your life? What do you really want to do with your life? And how do you get that thing done? So this video is meant to help us shut down that voice, that survivor mentality, that voice, just quieten it for a bit and make clearer decisions. And you're still going to compromise at the end of the day, because doing competitive specialties will demand that you compromise your mental health, your family life, some things here and there. Compromise is still going to enter the picture, but it is, what are you compromising? That is the issue. Are you compromising your, what you really, really, really want to do, over what? Location? They need to be abroad. Share this video to every Nigerian doctor you know. Till next time.